Hello and welcome back. We are continuing our Papal States into Roman Republic run here in Victoria 3. And before I share the better news, let's share the good news, which is last episode, we had a huge come up. We passed laissez-faire, we added 100 construction, we dominioned the Netherlands, we restored balance to the force in all good things, and we have discovered something very important for this run, which is, in particular, we have gotten... So first of all, we now have access to an agitator that wants to enact state atheism. We're not going to put him in... Actually, let's invite him now. And the goal for this run was to become the atheist Papal States. But on top of that, we already have a positivist in our Intelligentsia anyways. And so this is a rear admiral, so we did recruit him. We did make sure to, promote him up. And he has managed to progress to the heights of this customs union. What do I mean by that? Interest group, not customs union. And so that's going to be super big nice. Pomerania, we released from Prussia last episode. We can take on their debt, so we'll do that. It's a little bit expensive, but after we take on their debt, we will be inviting them to the market, and then we will be dominioning Lubeck, continuing to put together our ragtag unholy Roman Empire, which is going to be not Roman after we switch back to the Papal States after we get atheism. Now, we're not going to enact atheism right away, I don't think. Pretty keen on going for these poor laws, mainly because these boyos do not like us. They're -7 unhappy. We want to make them a little bit happier, and the big reason, we could maybe exile the dissident. I don't think we have the... Yeah, we don't have this for another couple of years until 71, so another year. But once we do this, getting these guys off of being unhappy will be nice, because the -15% state construction efficiency is not nice, and they refuse to let us take on their debt. So the tooltip lied to us, as it were. But we will look to try and diplomatically incorporate Pomerania, I think. And we will look to militarily and violently incorporate good old Lubeck. Now, it is possible... Let's see what this one... I think this one's pretty good. Interest group approval. We don't really need more pop attraction, so we'll just get more loyalists instead. And we're just going to continue on with this one and look to take it a little bit slow. Now, if Prussia joins, I'm pretty sure we can reclap Prussia and force them to release even more German miners, which is very much the goal. If Austria joins, we'll be really sad, though. So this is continuing on. It looks like things are looking pretty good, though, on this front. And we got a whole bunch of new construction. We got the queue pretty filled out. We should have a pretty big come up in terms of our GDP momentarily or shortly as a result of all of this new construction, which is in big part funded by the fact that we have the new subjects and the war reps. We're getting like 12k in war reps off of Prussia. We're getting war reps and our Dominion tax off of these boyos here. And we're soon going to be getting a little bit of Dominion tax off of these guys over here as we continue on. Hopefully we get a little bit of a lucky tick here. Houses of Faith, you're telling me? We can get enactment chance? Probably just going to take the big enactment chance. The Bornean secession's a little bit annoying. I believe that's over here in Borneo. Hopefully we can just assign someone to this front. And looks like we can. We'll send the Ethiopian front. Looks like we can't. I lied. But we'll put down that rebellion in short order after, taking this land over here. So the wars are going okay, at least the Lubeck one is, but we now have this Hanover Proletarian Revolt, which is a remnant of 2 episodes where Brunswick took this area and now there's no access into here, and so this is almost like a certainty. So it's unfortunate. This, Rev is going to be super annoying. They don't have market access. Nobody in here has market access. This is just this terrible place to live right now. Let's zoom out. Yeah, don't like this. And so this might have a little schism, but it'll look nicer, I guess, once we're trying to make it look like just a huge glob of tiny little German miners. Not ideal, though. This is a little bit annoying, but I think we just enforced over there. Poor laws is kind of coming through, which will be big nice. We can take a little bit of enactment chance. I think we'll do that. We can give the Curia a little bit approval and pop attraction, which we don't hate, because we are going to have to... We're going to have to swap back to what is it, theocracy, and then we're also putting this down. Hopefully... I don't think we'll be able to start another war, unfortunately. And we're not going to be able to, like, the lack of military access is really frustrating because we're not going to be able to put this down. So we're actually just going to be stuck in this war for forever. We might actually just have to capitulate here. And if we click switch sides, we will become this guy. So we can't do that. We can't just audible in the middle of the game and become like this little OPM Hanover thing. That'd be insane. And so we'll just, you know, finish this war and then be stuck in this war for forever because there's no way for us to, you know, win it. Or we could just, you know, capitulate here. I think we just capitulate here because we don't have a way of doing anything here. There aren't any war goals on us, and there's no way we can do anything about this. So we have... Oh, we just lose Hanover after we do that? Is that really how that works? God, that's so stupid. That's so dumb how that works. Because there's 100% no way we can win that war. But we have to literally just stick it out. Okay, we're gonna load. We have to just stick it out and wait, or we lose Hanover. Is, I guess, the only two options. I thought we were being big brain. I guess we just have to wait to get a status quo thing. And can't let them get annexed by the liberal revolt. I guess that makes sense, but our entire side capitulates. They can't keep fighting if we decide to give in. Because that was how I was thinking it was going to do. They were going to fight, and then they would reach status quo type of white peace or whatever. But I guess we just have to wait this out. Oh, could we have swayed someone who was next to them? Doesn't look like it. Yeah. Brazil. No. So, I guess we just have to wait this out for forever and, eventually offer a white peace. Right? Or eventually just capitulate. Why can't we do set terms of white peace? We cannot propose the peace deal. Wait, what? What is this? Okay, so we crushed this Brunei secession, and now I think we're stuck in a forever war or something? What is going on here exactly? Poor Laws is progressing quite nicely, but there's no fight to be had here, unless they can just... No, Hessen-Kassel... Oh, Hessen-Kassel is a vassal. So if Hessen-Kassel could clap them, I guess this would work, except they're not invited to this war. So I'm really not sure how this ends here, considering we can't propose a white peace deal, and no annexation's gonna happen, obviously. Is there just a status quo where nothing's gonna happen for all of eternity? I mean, I guess we'll see. Military access problems. I guess we maybe should have waited until after... sure, we'll accept this. I mean, we're gonna have to fight them eventually, but so maybe we shouldn't be accepting. But maybe we should have waited for military access to be in the game before trying to do anything HRE heavy, because it is already starting to really cause some problems. We are more than happy to keep the petite bourgeoisie up and going. I think this will actually, long run, be pretty nice for us, because the decreased loan interest rate, now that we are a GP, means we're paying almost nothing in interest, because we have a ton of... We're starting to stack the modifiers, especially with the happy... petite bourgeoisie. Let's just take a look here. It should just be very, very, very nice for us. Loan interest rate minus 85%. We get 50% from GP, 25% laissez-faire, 10% from petite bourgeoisie. So that's big, nice. We're just stuck in this war for forever, I guess. They can't enforce us below 0. We can't enforce them below 0. It do be like that sometimes. So we passed some poor laws here, which is going to be big, nice, at least for working on specifically getting rid of the trade unions being mad at us. I think also to that end, we're going to start decreasing the taxes a little bit. We won't be losing as much as it says it will, because it'll just inject more money into the economy. It'll stimulate the economy, and we do want to start working on approval ratings of our IGs. Specifically, when the trade union starts to come up, this starts to become more important. But secondarily, it's time to go for state atheism. So what we're going to do is we have this movement with very high support, 74. So 74, I'm not a mathematician, but 74 plus 25.8 seems like 100%. So if we go over here and we go to do state atheism, it should be bada bing, bada boom, everyone loves it. So this will be going through soon. Now, I think that we don't want to start a war up here because it seems to be the case that both Prussia and Austria are pretty join heavy, and we're currently taking war reps off of Prussia. We wouldn't really hate fighting Prussia again. Sorry, let's talk about this. We have to just back down here. We have to capitulate, and this is pretty stupid. There's no military access we can't get here. We could obviously very easily clap them, this other part of Hanover, but it's not going to separate into two states. We're just going to get enforced on eventually because there is no bottom, there's no floor here, and there's no zero, kind of wall to get through. They can just enforce on us eventually, and we are decaying faster than them. So we just have to capitulate and lose our subject, which is pretty silly. And this is just a remnant of, 2 episodes ago where we fought Brunswick, Prussia joined against them, then we swayed the UK, and UK offered basically no support, and they lost this province of Hanover here. And so now we just lose all of Hanover as well, which is pretty obnoxious. I think that, in retrospect, should not have gone for an HRE style, like, oh, we're just gonna, have 1 million subjects in the Germany thing while there's no military access. Or military access is not a thing, because that's big annoying. We are going to want to eventually get into on these guys, though, so I think we're going to bankroll these guys and look to get them diplomatically. And we are going to want to come for these guys eventually, but this does start a war with Prussia. I think we want to wait out the war reps, or maybe just, chill for a little bit. We have, another 8.6 infamy. We could do some other war, maybe in here, maybe against Portugal, maybe something like this. We could annex Argentina or something like this. This wouldn't be terrible. I don't hate this. It does nuke their unique sort of hold on the colonization down here, so maybe we don't want that. Maybe New Granada would be a better, Dominion New Granada would be a little bit of a better one or something like this. I don't know. We'll look around while we're trying to pass state atheism for a little bit of a better law a better fight that we can fight. But this is just peak obnoxiousness here. We're obviously trying to have as many subjects as possible, but it is proving a little bit difficult or a little bit annoying. I know we do have military access through this guy, but it doesn't matter. Now we're going to need to get military access through this guy and this guy just to start getting into these German miners here. It was going so well until 2 episodes ago. Oh well. We'll continue on. So we are going to invite Sardinia-Piedmont into our customs union, giving them an obligation, and now things are starting to look a little bit better because that will nuke this customs union, right? And so maybe we can get 2 Sicilies in the customs union. Not quite. They were in a customs union before. We had given them an obligation for this. Maybe we can bankroll them. It's an expensive bankroll, though. And let's just hope that their cautious attitude shifts. But we are kind of making progression to forming Italy, which of course we cannot do, if without states from Austria. Also, I don't think we necessarily want to do, because we would prefer to remain, in terms of the title, the Papal states, so not sure exactly what we'll do, but if we get the opportunity to just free annex, these guys, trade unions escalate their demands, we will give in to give them, we love this. This is super nice. We did get rid of their sort of thing here, and now, or their malice, and now we're pretty far away from it, which is going to be good. Getting their bonuses would be really good. We'll see what we can do on that front. State atheism's coming along, but yeah, if we get the thing where we get to free annex Sardinia-Piedmont for some infamy, we will probably take that. We turned it down for Modena, whom we also got into the customs union, which was maybe a little bit of a mistake. Probably not. And we passed feminism, so now we can roll humanists. We can also go for anarchists in order to kind of go after being able to go multiculturalism, which would be good. Oh, it's so tempting to go malaria prevention here. It is ahead of time, but we could just dump a ton of money into... Yeah, let's do it. I love it. I'm in on it. I think we're going to need to dump a ton of money, or even more money, into the universities. Let's just do a little bit at a time. But in this way, we will be able to try and... Sorry, brain fart. By dumping a ton of money, we will be able to stay kind of ahead, or not ahead, but like with other people on tech, despite us pushing ahead for malaria prevention early. Maybe this is a little bit early of a push, but I don't think so. And specifically, like, we don't want to let France run away with it. We need a lot more resources, especially because we're focused on doing nonsense with our infamy in Germany, and so this will kind of help us to be able to do that, as it were. So unfortunately, the UK has used their obligation with us to sway us to fighting on Austria. I think if Austria puts in any sort of, like, war goals on us, we're just gonna leave this play, which I think are we not locked in? We have to support. Well, that's unfortunate. Hopefully Austria doesn't put any war goals in on us, like forcing us to release anyone in North Germany. I mean, our hegemony up here has been kind of cracked a little bit, but I guess Prussia's is even more cracked down. But this is not what we wanted. But fortunately, we are progressing towards state atheism. We're getting some events in these. I think we want these guys to get keep kind of powerful, or not we don't want them to become marginalized. We don't really care the Civil War, but we do want to make sure their pop attraction stays high, because it is going to get kneecapped. Once we go state atheism, a whole bunch of these guys are going to get fired. Currently, you know, they have jobs in government where they are like all of this is administrative clergy, right? And it's non-secular, and as soon as we swap state atheism, it's going to get secular, and things are going to get messy, because I'm assuming that a lot of the guys who support the state atheism do not support the theocracy, so we need to keep them up in political strength, despite the fact that they're currently going for a revolution. Now, we didn't even mobilize, guys. I mean... But I think we just want out of this war, like, kind of relatively quickly. So we could just capitulate, and all war goals on us are enforced, but there aren't any, so I think we just leave this. We just toot it and boot it, which might make, doesn't even make him mad. Doesn't even make him mad. And now, we will probably wait a little bit, but we can owe them an obligation in order to get them in alliance, which would be super nice for going after stuff. We do break the trade agreement with Austria. I don't think we want to renew it. I think we're reaching a state where Austria is going to continually be poking their finger in our pie a little bit more and more and more as we kind of work on these North Germans. And there we go. State atheism. Let's go, baby. We get the state atheism. Now all we have to do is swap back to being a theocracy, which, you know, there is some support for, but this guy really hates it, the Intelligentsia guy. It will radicalize the trade unionists. That's unfortunate. It will radicalize the armed forces, who are Republican, and it will make the Industrialists mad. Now, who supports it? The petite bourgeoisie, the Roman Curia, and... It will radicalize the Roman Curia? Oh, they're already so radicalized that it just doesn't make them happy. And so now we need to try and figure out the best way to try and pass state atheism. And it might be actually to chill for a little while. Or sorry, pass theocracy. It might be to chill for a while. The intelligentsia get super mad. The trade unions get super mad. The armed forces get super, super pissed. I guess maybe we force a rev, we get an alliance with the UK, we force a rev, we fight the rev, we win the rev, and we get a theocracy again, and then we swap back to being the Papal States. Maybe this is the way to go? I'm not sure. We'll have to have a little bit of a think. We'll just kind of chill for a little bit while we think. So we are now eligible to exile another dissident, and I think we're going to go for this radical leader of our interest group. Notably, a lot of guys just got auto-exiled, it looks like, out of our agitators, and we can't invite any agitators because we only accept atheist pops, which of course we'll take a closer look at in just a moment. But I think once we exile this guy, he can't come back unless he's an atheist, which I don't think he is, so see you later, bud. And the reason we're kind of going after the trade unions specifically is because we know they can roll, or I think they're more likely to roll, humanitarian, and so we'll just double check and see that they can in fact not come back, this boyo, or maybe he did convert to atheism before he left. Nope, we cannot invite him. I think this was the guy, or invite exiles on cooldown. Yeah, the truth hurts, but I do believe he's also Catholic. and not, as it were, atheist. Now, looking at our pops, we're probably going to have pretty significant problems on the radicalism, because a bunch of pops are now not accepted who previously were accepted. But if we take a look at the charts and we look at the religion, we will see that, we have 1.7 million atheists. But these are the accepted pops, which I'm curious to see, are we going to run into an enormous amount of qualifications problems because different pops are accepted now that we have state-run atheism? This is a bit of an interesting one. I'm not entirely sure how this shakes out or how it works. I guess we can come off of charity we don't want to come off of charity hospitals yet. We do eventually want to, but we still want to try and get onto being a theocracy so we can switch back to being the Papal States. But that's going to be a little bit of an ask. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it. And currently, we need to find out also how to solve pop problems. So just coming into here, I think we do actually want to switch to using migration controls. And this is going to make the trade unionists happy. It's going to make the industrialists upset, which is going to be unfortunate. They have a lot of clout too, and we really like their bonus, so maybe we hold off on this. But this is so that the people who aren't Catholic can't just up and leave, aren't atheist, the only accepted religion here. They can't just up and leave. We do have this infamy decaying, and so we are going to need to find a war sometime soon. But I think actually we are going to conclude this episode for today. Big thing of this episode, we managed to go atheism, and we managed to lose a revolt. But mainly go atheism. So now we're state atheism. We get minus Curia political strength. Eventually, over time, we will completely kneecap the Curia, but we don't want to do it yet. And notably, we are also going to keep religious schools. Because the conversion, the 60% conversion, does in fact apply to converting people to atheists. So this will be useful for us in the long run. We will also need to take we'll need to get this up, but we'll also need to take states in order to handle population. So for example, if we take a Chinese state and we pass multiculturalism, we can get them to migrate once we convert them to atheism, which we will be able to do. So that's kind of on the docket for upcoming episodes, both swapping back to the Papal States as well as spreading our unreligion to everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and or hit the notification bell. And other than that, have a good day.